Hello, everyone. My name is Alexis, and welcome to class today. Make sure you have a journal and then come and join me in a comfortable seated position. Today's class is a ritual practice for creativity. So, if you're in a slump, if you are working on a project, maybe a work or a hobby, maybe you're a writer or a painter or a problem solver of some kind, and you are in search of a creative solution, today's class is hopefully going to help you reignite your creativity and give you a little bit of a boost. We're going to be channeling one of my favorite goddesses, Brigid. So as you're sitting here in your cross-legged position, go ahead and begin to breathe in and out through the nose and allow yourself to arrive on your mat. A lot of times when we're feeling writer's block or creatively blocked in any way, it can be hard to stop. A lot of times we feel we have to work harder. Maybe if we work harder, we'll become more creative. But usually creativity happens when we allow ourselves to rest, to take a step back, and to re-engage with why we're working on what we're working on in the first place. So come back to your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. We're going to begin with a short meditation. Move through some quick yoga poses, move into some journaling, and finish with a mantra. So for this first part of the class, we're going to be meeting Brigid. Brigid is a Celtic goddess. She is the goddess of creativity and inspiration. Historically, she was the goddess of blacksmiths and poetry. And she was such an important figure in Irish mythology in particular that when Catholicism came to Ireland, Catholicism brought her into their own sort of pantheon of saints because she was so important to the Irish people, such an important symbol. So today, as you are breathing in and out through your nose, as your eyes are closed, I want you to imagine you're walking on a quiet forest path. It doesn't matter where this forest is. It doesn't matter what it looks like. But imagine yourself walking along this path. Maybe hear the sounds of birds in the trees, the wind rustling some leaves. And as you walk along this path, eventually you come out of the woods, out of the forest, and ahead of you, you see a forge, a blacksmith's forge. You can smell smoke on the air. You can hear the banging of metal. You begin to see the blacksmith herself. She has long red hair, braided in 3 braids down her back. And she looks up and sees you when you walk into the forge. You can acknowledge her however you like, whether that's with a bow or a nod of your head or hello. This is Brigid. Brigid welcomes you into her forge. And take a moment and just look around you. What do you see? Maybe you see projects she's been working on. Maybe you feel the warmth of the fire. And for the next couple minutes of your meditation here, I want you to bring whatever frustrations or troubles or blocks you have been facing in your own creativity to Brigid. Tell her about them, ask for her advice, and then listen to what she has to say. And enjoy the next several minutes of conversation and communion with the goddess of creativity and inspiration. Whatever you were speaking with Brigid about, thank her for her time and for her advice if she gave you any. And see yourself turning and exiting the forge. Maybe in the background you hear Brigid go back to work, the sound of hammering metal behind you as you walk back into the forest from where you came. Release the visualization and come back to your breath. Allow yourself to return to the here and now, the present moment. Maybe wiggle your fingers or your toes. Maybe stretch your neck from side to side. And remember for a moment what advice, if any, you received. Reflect on it for a moment. And when you're ready, go ahead and open the eyes. Welcome back. We're going to move into a fiery, quick yoga practice. We're not going to be doing this for very long, so do your best and go for it. Join me in tabletop pose. Make sure your hips are over your knees, shoulders over your wrist. Imagine your belly button is scooping your internal organs back to your spine. Strong tabletop position. Breathe in and out. Feel the strength of yourself against the mat. And then extend the right leg behind you. Flex the foot. And if you can, extend the left hand in front of you as well. Lower both your hand and your leg to the mat, and we'll do the same on the other side. Extend the left leg back behind you, flex the foot, and if you can, reach the right arm in front of you. We're just going to move in between these two poses. Extend the right leg behind, maybe lift the left arm in front of you, lower it down. Another side, left leg behind, right arm forward. And if you can't lift the arms, you're just lifting the legs back behind you. That's beautiful too. Keep going, lifting, lowering, lifting, lowering. Very nice. Come back to your tabletop pose. Extend the right leg behind you. Flex the foot. Feel that leg super strong. And then bring that right knee to reach your right elbow. Extend it back behind you again. Bring the right knee towards your nose. Extend it back behind you. And bring the right knee across you to your left elbow. Extend the leg behind you. Bring the knee to the right elbow, extend it back, bring the knee to nose, extend it back, and bring the knee over to the left elbow, and extend it back. One more time. Knee to right elbow, knee to nose, knee to left elbow. Beautiful. And lower it down. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. So extend the left leg back behind you, bring the left knee to the left elbow. Extend it back. Left knee to nose. Extend it back. Left knee to right elbow. Cross it across you. Extend it back. Twice more. Left knee to left elbow and back. Left knee to nose and back. And left knee to right elbow. You're doing great. Keep it up. One more time. Knee to left elbow. Knee to nose. And cross the knee over towards your right elbow. Very nice. Lower both knees down to the mat. And then press the feet back to come into your plank pose. Now I'm in high plank. If this is too difficult, you can always come down onto your knees. And if your wrists are in pain, you can always come down into a forearm plank. Either way, bring your right knee down to the mat and pivot open into your supported side plank on the right side. You can stay with that right knee down, or you can come like me with 2 feet stacked to come into a full side plank. Hold it and breathe. We're not here for very long, so really commit. Try and work as hard as you can. Come back through plank and come right over to the left side. So left knee comes down, pivot open into your left side plank, and it can be supported, or you can stack the feet, coming up into your full left side plank. You're doing amazing. Keep it up. These are really short, powerful holds. Come back through to center plank, lower the knees, and just come back to sit on your bum. We're going to come into a boat pose hold. There's a couple ways to do this. Bring your hands behind your thighs, feet planted on the mat, and lower your chest back a little bit. You can come up onto the toes, relax the shoulders away from the ears, and you can stay with the toes down, or you can lift both feet up. You can keep your hands behind your thighs, or you can reach your arms out in front of you. Wherever you are, keep holding it, keep breathing. Like I said, we're not here for very long, so really try and go for it. See, super short. Lower back down. Extend the legs out in front of you. Bring the hands by your sides, and all you're going to do is see if you can lift your hips off the mat. You're not going to go very far, and if you want blocks under your hands here, you can. Lift and hold your hips up off the mat as much as you can, and then lower down. You can do that same thing again, or you can bend the knees, bring the toes close to you, and lift the hips from there. Roll forward, come into tabletop, and then transition down to the mat. We're going to come into Sphinx pose for some journaling. for the next several minutes. So grab your journal and a writing utensil. And as an aside, if Sphinx is uncomfortable for you to journal in, just come to a comfortable seat. You're welcome to use blocks or a cushion as a little desk while you write. Open up to a new page or a new entry of your journal. And the first question is an easy one. I want you to write, what did Brigid tell you in the meditation? What advice did she give you? Journal about it for the next couple of minutes. Know that you can always finish your thought if you have more to write on this question after class. But we're going to move into the next journaling prompt now, which is I want you to reflect on, when do you feel the most creative? And it doesn't necessarily have to be when you're doing something particularly creative. Creativity comes in all sorts of forms. It can be writing, it can be art. We are all creative beings no matter what we do. So dwell on that question just for a couple minutes. How and when do you feel the most creative? What are you doing? How does it feel in your body? Are you doing something particular? Are you listening to particular music? Kind of reflect on what those experiences are and journal on them for the next couple minutes. And your final journaling prompt for today is, how can I tap into my creativity every day? Maybe look back at your answer to the previous question. If there's particular music that you listen to, a particular place, a particular practice, maybe you meditate, do a specific meditation before you do creative work, whatever it is, write that down. It could even be this class in the future. Whatever your answer is, write it down in your journal. How can I tap into my creativity every day? go ahead and finish your thought for now. You can always come back to the journaling later. Set your journal and pen aside. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, and we're going to press back into a child's pose. If you were seated for journaling, just set your blocks or your pillow and your journal aside and come to a comfortable seat. If you were in Sphinx, come into child's pose just so we can stretch the body in a different way. And here in your child's pose, I want you to repeat to yourself 3 times, I was born a creative being. I was born a creative being. I was born a creative being. Take another deep breath in and out through the nose. And on the exhale, press yourself up into a cross-legged seated position or kneeling, whatever is most comfortable for you. Rest the hands on the knees. Take a deep breath in and out through the nose. Thank yourself for being here, for taking the initiative to tap into your creativity and your inspiration, and for meeting Brigid with me. When you're ready, inhale the arms down, around, and up overhead, and exhale the hands to heart center. Thank you so much for doing this ritual practice with me. I love doing these classes. If you loved this too, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That's how I know that you enjoy these classes and you want more of them. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe. I do new yoga classes and new meditations and new rituals every Thursday. I will also post the link to the ritual playlist with other ritual classes. And until next time, have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.